All right, good morning, everyone. How we doing? Happy Friday. Happy Sushi Friday. We do have quite a bit of Fed speak this morning. Fed speakers are going crazy before the bell, and then we do have a 9:45 a.m. print, as well as a 10 a.m. print, MCS. Good old MCS. Yesterday's action, pretty wild. The stream sacrifice of all stream sacrifices. I mean, we logged off. We basically closed the stream. Like, I wanna say it was, like, right around somewhere right around here maybe? One of these areas? And oh my goodness. And it just kept on going. It just continued to puke. So NQ triggered a much larger, higher time frame technical breakdown. We've been talking about the 400 level for really a couple of weeks now, like better part of 2 weeks now. That is gone. 400 is gone. NQ took out the October 10th low, which is a pretty significant low right through there, just because that is the most recent significant higher low before price, went vertical and made fresh all-time highs. And during the overnight session, we really even have a retest into the upper portion of the structure over here, the August to September sideways range, right? Just kind of zooming out, we can see that retest. So the question, and really what I'll be looking at for this morning, my primary game plan is to see if price is going to be holding number one prior day low as a primary reference point, and then the October 10th low. So I want to see if price can hold above this little section right through here. If so, I'll be looking for 400 to trade, maybe even last week's low, right? Maybe even 800. We'll be looking at a partial retracement of yesterday's move. Now, if the bearish momentum continues, keep in mind there's a bearish backdrop. Intermediate term and near term are bearish. So if this area fails right through here, you can look for really 24K overnight low and then down into 24,800. That scenario is going to be a little less favorable for me personally, looking for the long setups. So I'll be definitely more cautious than usual with price beneath prior day low, really trading very light size and being extra careful with any intraday reversals, because like we were discussing yesterday, if you were in the coaching call after the close yesterday, those reversal trades, when you're fighting a backdrop like this, tend to fail. They tend to fail. They tend to roll over. So you don't want to take, 9 losses in a row looking for that one big reversal. The R multiple, the asymmetrical return opportunity does not make sense there. If you have to take a number of losses looking for the actual big reversal. And so the way I like to play those is wait for the second entry. So just wait for that higher low to develop. And usually that's going to be a better opportunity. So that's the game plan for this morning. We've got prior day low at 88 and then the 158 area. So it's kind of I would like to see price hold above this zone. We shall see. We'll see what happens here. You have ES into the 6,600 area. So I believe that was the breakdown point for ES. Let's take a look. Yeah, that was previous daily support. So we'll see if buyers can reclaim that 6,600. I would be expecting more of a partial retracement of yesterday's move. And usually for the partial retracement, you just take a fib either on yesterday's actual session or just bring it down into overnight low as well. It's not going to make too much of a difference. But the 50% retrace for yesterday puts price right into 66.55. So that would be the weekly volume point of control as well. Let's see what we end up with here. It is Friday next week. It is a holiday week, right? Thanksgiving. So market is going to be closed Thursday. And then is Friday a half day? Friday might be a half day. It's a good day to take off, honestly. Would not recommend trading on those half days. About 1 minute till the open. And let's see what we're working with here. Not the day to be a hero, right? Friday. And don't forget the two data prints this morning as well. So it may just be a morning of patience here. There's the open. And Q. Why are we looking at ES? There we go. Just trying to figure out why the chat is showing handles again and not usernames. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder if YouTube changed something because I didn't make any adjustments. NQ just shy overnight high. Yeah, I don't see any don't see any setting for that. It looks like that's a new feature YouTube is rolling out. Alrighty. All right, huge volume off the open. No real surprise there. So daily chart again. Let me see, 4 hour. Yeah, there's the 4 hour. 4 hour really shows the retest of that August structure. There's a little retest of the level. 158. 158. Can it hold? These are insanely wide structures. Drop size. Drops if you have not dropped size yet, you are a wild, wild trader. What's up, Gabe? Trail out of the scalp right there. 158. Something like that. I want to see. Yeah, give me the push right through overnight high right away, especially with data coming up. Data in 10 minutes. And then again, MCS. MCS at 10 a.m. Good old MCS. Take my little 30 points right there. I'm trading with half of my normal size right now. Wait for MCS 10 a.m. Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call. We're still so early in the morning though. I had no reason to pass on that little setup right there, so I just went for it. Did not follow through, of course. So we just take the scalp. Per my usual style. Move on to the next trade. Or if it breaks above OVH, what is OVH? Overnight high, maybe? Maybe there's a little different acronym for that. Oh, okay, gotcha. I'll go ONH for that. What is my normal size? So sizing's a little interesting right now. I'm gonna make a video on it soon, but I'm working again with copy trading. So I had attempted the copy trading a couple of months ago with Trade Syncer. That experience was not good. No, no, not trying to slander their product because I know a lot of people have had success with it. It just doesn't match my trading style. I think more of the kind of faster scalping sort of trades don't work well with Trade Syncer. I'm using Tradecopia right now and have been for I think like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's been really solid. I gotta say, I've not had an issue with it yet. Not saying that there won't be one, and I'm not affiliated with either of these companies. But so far, I'm actually surprised how solid it has been. And so basically, the goal here is to trade a whatever my smallest prop account would be. I would trade that account as the main lead account and then have my live account, my self-funded account, and all of the other prop firms following that lead account. And then you use the multiplier to multiply whatever, contracts you're using on your smallest account. And the reason you have to do that is because they don't really have like there's not really a way to decrease size, if you will. Like you can only increase size in the copier. So you have to trade whatever the smallest account is and then multiply to your other accounts. And so for me, that would be a 50K prop account. And we were talking about it last week, but in the 50K prop accounts, I typically recommend no more than 8 MNQ. And so right now I'm just with 4 MNQ, and then I have it multiplied for the self-funded, and then I got a bunch of 150K accounts in the quiver as well. So you just crank up the multiplier a little bit as needed. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm working on right now. The idea is by January, I'd like to have a nice big quiver of prop accounts that I can copy trade all of them together alongside my self-funded account. That has been working very well for me. Something about the prop accounts when I trade them on their own, and this is one of the negatives of the prop accounts, if you ask me, but the temptation. Look, I'm only human, okay? The temptation to punt those prop accounts is too much. And so to eliminate that, I have my self-funded account hooked up and I just treat it exactly like my self-funded account, and it's working incredibly well for me. So it's been solid. TPT prop firm still my top recommendation. Yeah, absolutely. I think TPT is the best. The worst part about TPT, number one, is the 5 days to pass the eval, and then number two, the trailing drawdown once you get to pro. But if you can just trade small once you're in that pro account, or kind of modify your trade management style, get past that, and then they really are some of the best accounts. I mean, the same day payout. No, who else is doing that? Who else is doing same day payouts? No consistency. There's not really. I mean, I don't think there's a single other firm that is doing that. So probably first or second week of December for that video. I want to get a couple more weeks logged with trade copia before I start talking about it on a video. Make sure make sure there's no issues. But I mean, it's survived the volatility quite well. And again, I've no affiliation with this company. Survived the volatility quite well, and I've not had really any slippage. I mean, it's just been dialed in. So no complaints. Yeah, funded next is solid. Funded next is good. I would go my target at funded next is the legacy accounts for larger payouts. But they have a good offering. I like funded ticks. Top Step, of course, always has to be named in the top three, if you ask me. And then that third slot would either be Tradeify or Lucid, but I lean more towards Lucid. I like what the Lucid team is doing. Yeah, trade sinker. I mean, it's just the tool doesn't match my style. That's all. I love their dashboard. I've engaged with the founder at Trade Sinker back and forth on Twitter before. Seems like a solid guy, but I think how their cloud infrastructure is set up just does not match the speed at for some of my trades. So, what's nice about Tradecopia is that it's all local, like it's on your actual disk. There's no cloud. My funded futures is not a big fan of personally. I don't like that you their scaling rules are very strange to me. Like they're like the only ones that have those kind of unusual scaling rules. They definitely pay. So if the account sizes and setup works for you, they'll definitely pay you. They're a trustworthy firm. It's just their offering, in my opinion, is not great. NQ new low of day. So each bounce from that little area failed to mark a fresh high, right? So we just tried it once, that initial attempt. Now we're just waiting. See how prior day low is going to be treated. Yeah, alpha is definitely on the list, Gabe. Definitely on the list. I want to grab a few of those. I'm waiting to see which of these companies does a special discount for Black Friday. I'm saying like special, like something they don't usually do, because I swear these firms are running the same discount all the time. It's not really a discount then. That's just their normal price. So we'll see. But if there's something good over there, I'll definitely be pouncing on it. By the way, Funding Ticks now supports automated trading. So if you need something to hook up APT to, that's a good option. That's where I have my MNQ prop set up. Every month discount. Yeah, exactly. That's it's not really a discount at that point. That's just the normal price. Funding Ticks has a cap on withdrawals. I think it's 50% up to 6K per withdrawal, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. And Q almost into prior day low there. Still responding pretty well to the highlighted area. At this point, we have 12 minutes till 10 a.m. So maybe better to just wait now. Still just with the one small scalp this morning. We talked about the 158 wanting longs versus that level. Took the first test, didn't show follow through. So we just take it as a scalp. PJ, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I doubt Price will leave this structure before 10 a.m. Let's check on our friends over at ES. Let's see. Still in this pivot. Okay. So still right here. There is still support in this area. So NQ, of course, looks amplified. That's pretty normal. You guys looked at the monthly bar on NQ lately? Look at that monthly bar. Check the weekly. Three red weeks in a row for NASDAQ. Let's see, when was the last time that happened? Right over here. February? March? Yeah. Wow, it's been a while. Right through there. Then before that, it was July 2024. Not all that often you see three consecutive red weeks on NASDAQ. How far away off the highs? 9%. Wow. For this morning, for the overnight low, 9%. I wouldn't have guessed that. A deeper pullback would be good for long-term outlook. Yeah, agreed. Although at 10% down, if you've got some if you need to load up the IRA or whatever, it's not a bad time. Depending on your time horizon. NQ getting back up into session highs here. Am I bearish today? Not above 158. Not above 158. NQ new high of day. There's overnight high. Okay. So close to it's so close to MCS though. Realistically, I need to wait. Don't be tempted. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Not that I saw a setup anyway, but if one does materialize before 10, I'm just gonna wait right now. Overnight high up thrust back into 158. That was pretty clean actually. A nice little up thrust there. Feeling to scalp it ahead of MCS. Gabe, you caught that? Nice. Man, I can't believe you're trading 40 accounts right now. That's awesome. I love that. I'd like to have a nice quiver of 40 accounts. I was going to do the same, but the MCS talk discouraged me. We still had a few minutes there. But it all depends on your expectations for the trade. If you're going into it knowing it's just going to be, a 2-minute scalp, then go for it. I really don't like to take, a time-based stop like that. I mean, there was not a setup for me there anyway, but all right, 30 seconds till MCS, then we're in the clear. Game plan remains the same, pretty much focused on the 158 prior day low area there. There it is. There's your MCS. Tape getting all jittery. Pretty much a nothing burger, though. I mean, we barely saw volume come in. MCS is Michigan Consumer Sentiment. It's a 10 a.m. data print that can be market moving. Not always, but definitely can be. It's just something you want to be aware of. And Q into the lows. Their session lows on a new low of day yet? Looks like no, not quite. And then prior day low is just beneath. PDL 088. Let's see how that area is going to be treated. Prior day low will be line in the sand before that. 24K and then overnight low. There's prior day low. Can it hold? Can it hold? Look at this 15-minute though. Curling over. It's really a failure to hold above right through here. Guess we'll see. I like the long if prior day low can hold. Volume's a little better now. Let's clean this up. Clean up that chart. The question will be can buyers reclaim 158, 160 VWAP? That is the question. I'll have an answer shortly. Might as well just bring that trail up. into profit a little bit. We're getting into 160 now. There you go. Like I said, like the longs of prior day low can hold. A little prior day low spring. I'm going to trail basically just beneath 140. I would not want to see the 160 area failing right now. So remember, that's that October 10th low, pretty significant low. And ideally, I can get a little more microstructure to start to trail. But for now, we let it work. We let it build. We let the little runner that could do its thing. All right, there we go. I'll lift the trail. I'm going to go 155 for the trail. I'm going to name this contract Forrest Gump. Let's go. Full port Friday. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't be full porting. Got to put the disclaimer in case you think I'm being serious. We're disciplined around here. No nonsense. Mm, near push. And here comes the trail. Ooh, holding on. Trail's 155, by the way. There it goes. Trail taken. All right. All righty. I could have trailed a bit tighter there for some better profits, but I was really targeting session highs, so it is what it is. Gotta give the trade some room to breathe in this volatility, especially considering the lighter size. On to the next. So far, 2 for 2. Like I mentioned before the bell, I like this zone here if it can hold 158 by prior day low. We tried 2 longs, one at 158 and the other with the prior day low spring setup, basically a sweep of the prior day low. Both of them really lacked the follow through that I'd be looking for, which would be new high of day up through overnight high. So we'll see how this structure continues to develop. Yeah, structures are wide. Structures are very wide. That's why the size when you're trading volatility is so important to get right. Got to go lighter than you want to. So you can actually sit with the trade. You can actually take the structure based stop. You can actually trade the chart, basically. That's what I'm really saying, rather than trading your P&L. I won't be trying any longs down here again. Gabe, just trading 3 micros and my trades have been printing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Less is more, and it keeps you comfortable enough to sit with it. Fresh out of espresso. I need a re up. Got the Friday yawns. NQ right back into the lows. So, like I said, not trying any longs down here at prior day low again. It's a bearish backdrop. And it's Friday. DJ Fidget City. Oh, man. I saw you already locked out, though, Rich. That's good. I don't get fidgety, but my hands will get all clammy and sweaty. I know that if my hands are starting to sweat, probably I should just exit everything because that's my body saying that something is wrong. Something is wrong. It's like the little pre-warning system. There's your new low of day. Heart rate monitor stream. That would be funny. See what I'm at right now. She was in the Apple Watch. 71 right now, according to the Apple Watch. 70. In the chill zone, yeah. Not a ton to do here, personally. Like I said, I like the longs, 158 and prior day low. If that area can hold, I like longs above. We took both of those trades. and managed accordingly because ultimately they both failed. So why trade management for me is so important. And now price is just kind of slowly drifting lower. So I don't, like I mentioned before the bell, if you were here early, I don't really want to try the intraday reversals in a bearish environment. I would wait for the second entry. So right now is very much so just a game of patience, letting the structure develop. We need some time. I mean, look at that 15 minutes just pointing down, all red bars. Staying away from this price action, yeah, it's probably a good call. NQ new low of day. Just came in. Here's the two trades so far. 2 for 2 on the longs. We're looking at 158, which is the October 10th low, and then prior day low. Looks like we finally got some sun. Oh my goodness. It's been raining here. Sun's out on Sushi Friday. Oh, it's going to be a good day. 2 for 2 on longs. We had a great workout this morning. It's looking up. It's looking up. I've been helping you a lot. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. What's been the most impactful thing that you've picked up? Patience, discipline, risk management. What is it? Let me know. Curious. Josh, no issues with Trittlebait on my end. All right, NQ is actually getting a little more interesting here. Can we show a shift intraday? Look at your 5 minute. See that hammer? Can it hold? Yesterday's action just looks comical on the on the chart. My goodness. Looks like a meme stock. See that little bounce just gets immediately stuffed. This is sell the rips environment. Sell the rips environment. Josh, 3 to 8 second lag. Oh man, that is not good. That is not good at all. NQ looks like fart coin. I don't think I've ever looked at that chart. Let's see it. Let's see the fart coin chart. Gabe, is this what you were trading before you found PTG? Be honest. Be honest. Oh, let's see Bitcoin. Sheesh. Bitcoin down almost 40%. Wow. Before PTG, you were doing parlays. Wow, man. How many legs? 10 leg parlay, 30 leg parlay. Oh, I guess 10. He says 30. Oh man. If one of those hits, you're good for the year. Oh, that is funny. Yeah, $20 to 50K. Yeah. Oh man. See NASDAQ right back into the lows. A true sell the rips environment. I might be calling it shortly here. As a long only, you gotta know when to shut it down. Especially on a Friday ahead of a holiday week. We will be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, off Thursday, Friday. Friday, we are launching the PTG Black Friday sale. If you're not on the email list, that's going to be your best way to make sure you're on top of that. If you're interested in either one-on-one coaching, which I'm closing forever on December 2nd, group coaching, or APT. We do have some APT licenses left. And to stay, like I said, to stay on top of that, I would recommend jumping on the newsletter. I really only send out one email a week, so I'm not going to spam. But if you want to stay on top of that announcement, jump on the newsletter. I'll post a link right here in the chat. Let me get this. Where are we at? There we go. Gabe, you're out of here? All right, man. Have a good weekend, sir. We'll see you on Monday. And then speaking of next week, usually our TMG session is on Thursday. Obviously, it's not going to be on Thursday. So I'm going to move that to Tuesday. That will be on Tuesday. What other housekeeping items did I have? Was there anything? I don't think so. Well, I'm not doing the weekly APT update videos anymore. I will still post the weekly updates in the automation tab of the Traders Think Tank, and then the videos are going to move to a monthly format. But let's just see how we did for the week on APT. So I'll look at, right now I have APT set up on 2 accounts. One of them is a 50K prop firm, which I actually would not recommend because the risk calculator says there's a pretty high risk of ruin to do that. But it did pass the eval and it is funded. And this week, trading 3 MNQ, it is up. Where are we at? Gross P&L, $1,921 on the week. I'll post this in the automation. That's full. That's APT, so that's fully hands free. For the month, it's up. Oh, it's not. When did this thing start? This just started on the 11th, so it's not been going that long. So for the month, it's up 1,500 on a funded 50K. That's APT. Not bad. Not bad. Hands free. Trading 3 MNQ. Hopefully this thing can survive. Continue to survive. I just say hopefully because the risk calculator says that there's a good probability of risk of ruin with a drawdown that small. But so far, it's been going strong. And then let's check the main. Oh, Josh, I just saw your message. You're gonna have to stay up till midnight. I'm honestly, I'll post it like early Friday morning, man. It's not gonna go live right at midnight. So once it's live, like I'll do it like early, maybe Friday, like 8 or 9 a.m. And I'll send out the email once it's live. Let me check out the main account. Most of the prop firms are saying no bots allowed. So how do you get around that? I'm using Funding Ticks, and I originally started with them because if I did get banned, I didn't really care that much. I was willing to accept that risk. Just wanted to see what APT could do in a 50K environment, 3 MNQ. But hilariously enough, this week they just sent out an email saying that they now allow automated trading. So Funding Ticks, no affiliation with this company, but they allow automation and they have Tradeovate and they have really good plans. They're releasing 150K plan, I believe, on the 29th. What I have set up, like I said, is a 50K account, and I do not recommend that. I do not recommend that because of what the risk calculator says. So I was just doing it for fun, just to kind of see. NQ's into 24K, by the way. What size prop do I suggest for APT? I would go with the 150K because it gives you the most amount of drawdown. It's just going to be the safest. But Josh, look at the risk calculator, which has been specifically set up for APT. Here, I'll link it right now. Let me get the link. Where's the link? There's the link. So there's the risk calculator. And with that, we took the back-tested data and you do a Monte Carlo analysis, which is basically you take the back-tested data and you run it through 1,000 different simulations. So what it does is it rearranges all of the trades and gives you 1,000 different scenarios of what the drawdown could potentially look like if you change the sequence of trades. So it's kind of it's a good way to get a sense of what your potential maximum damage is. But keep in mind the potential maximum damage is there's only like a 5% chance of that actually happening. What was I doing? Oh, I was checking the main account here. So that one was trading MNQ. This one trades 3NQ. See how the week is looking. Andreas, we'll see you, man. Have a good weekend, sir. So the main account, the 3NQ account this week is up 3,580, 66% hit rate. It's pretty good. Pretty good for hands-free, all automated. I like it. I like it. I'll post this in the automation tab as well. A little weekly update. NQ almost into overnight low here. No VPS. No VPS. It generates the signals here on TradingView, goes to a signal processor, and then the signal processor handles it on your broker. So this morning had 2 trades, both profitable on the PT1 break-even trade management setting. One short pre-market, one long. But automation is only it's just a very small fraction of what I currently do. My main thing is still discretionary live trading. My goal over these next few years is to automate more of my strategies. After seeing how powerful APT is and how nice it is to just have everything work on its own, I would really, really like to have some of my more mechanical setups be automated. So that's kind of as far as like my own trading trajectory, that's where I'm pushing towards. That's part of why I'm shutting down the one-on-one mentorship and coaching program so I can focus more on automation. The beauty of automation is that it eliminates the number one holdup in most trading strategies, which is the user. It eliminates that emotional being that's operating the strategy. Do I limit myself to how many trades I take a day? So I have a time cutoff. Whenever I break for lunch, I'm done for the day. I definitely have a hard time cutoff. There was an exception in like April when we were seeing just insane volatility. That was definitely I had my best day ever and my best month ever during that period. But that's not the norm, you know. So I'll stop trading around lunchtime. As far as number of trades, if I take 3 losses in a row, I'm done. I'm done because typically that means I'm not seeing things correctly. Uh, my read is wrong. But I don't really have a cap on the number of trades I'll take so long as, you know, they're high quality setups. But the thing about high quality setups is that, you know, if you look at like a distribution curve, they're not going to be all that common. And so I found that you can get rid of a lot of over trading by focusing on higher quality setups, but that requires actually understanding, you know, what makes a higher quality setup. And for me, it's all about checklists. So trade location is a big portion of that. Then you have backdrop, then you have the intraday setup, time of day. So once you start to check all these boxes, it's like, okay, we can be more objective with how we actually define an A plus setup. And I actually have, so the checklist that I use is posted in the Traders Think Tank. I'll post a link to it. And that's criteria of an A plus trade right there for me. That's basically what I look for. There's a retest at 24K. See if this pop gets sold into or not. Overnight low was not swept. It's pretty interesting. 5 minute is potentially engulfing here. About an hour and 15 into the morning. How's everyone's session so far? Getting paid? Staying cash? Taking losses? Let me know. Let me know. Still cash? Solid. Good discipline. Good patience. I'm curious to see if 24K is going to hold or if this just gets flushed. Small L, green, wash, green, no trades due to lag issue. Yeah, it's good you caught that. Trading with lag is not good, especially in this volatility. $15-minute close as a bit of a doji there. Let's bring the profile back. Where is that thing? There we go. So 50 and 61% fib up there near the 158. You have VWAP in that zone. RTY session highs for the Russell traders. And NQ getting ready to retest prior day low. I try the little micro there, second entry. Not visible on the 1 minute, but if you check your 30-second, you'll see it. A little retest and hold of 24K. And I'm just in the runner now. This will be last trade of the week. Okay, there's prior day low actually being retested. This is where it gets tricky because it gets so congested up through here with the fib sell zone. My trail's at 40. See if sellers reload at this prior day low or not. And it is a bearish backdrop, so wouldn't be surprising. ES is at VWAP. So we give it some room to breathe, but we move the trail. You don't want to overstay your welcome in longs in a bearish backdrop. There you go. That's better. Gonna break 24,100. Oh, my thing's not updating again. What's going on here? There we go. Okay. So that gives you another little micro to lift the trail just beneath 50. Little micro higher low. And we're into the 50% fib intraday. So just looking at the fib retrace right there. We may get trailed at 48. I was saying it's very the intraday structure very congested right in this area with the fib sell zone, VWAP, level of interest. Makes the long very tough. See what happens right here. Yeah, just a seller sitting on that 24,100. Typically, those double zero levels are good for psychological levels. Trails just beneath this structure here at 48. Oh, oh, there it is. All right. We'll call it right there. Not bad. 3 for 3. Nothing really exceptional, but trading longs in a bearish environment, you got to keep your expectations in line. So we did the 158 long discussed prior to the open. Also talked about the prior day low long. That also had the benefit of the intraday spring. So intraday spring and prior day low spring on that second long. And then the third long here is the 24K, which I consider a second entry. Not looking for the intraday reversal. So we're not trying to nail the exact low. We're looking for a reclaim of some significant level that then offers some structure that you can set risk against. So you can't see it on the 1 minute. But if you look at your 30-second there near 24K, you'll see a little hammer shaped candle. I take the entry through the high of that, and then the stop would go just beneath the low of that hammer shaped candle, which would be beneath 24K. It gives me a nice, fairly tight area of risk. I'm going to scale out quickly into that microstructure high, and then we'll just see if the runners can work. In this case, they cannot. That's a wrap. That's trading longs in a bearish environment for you. Do what you can. Hope you guys had a good day and a good week. Get some review done this weekend. It's where the real sauce is at, actually looking at your results, reviewing your trades, looking at your mistakes, saying, all right, what can I learn from this? What can I take into next week to actually improve my game? We'll be live on Monday. Have a great weekend. And we will see you Monday. Take care.